of our ICMP, and you will see that it will actually work. Okay. So thing is that now let's do that. So this is the sender, this is the receiver, and let's quickly start the cakes. Okay. So the first thing is definitely to send the packet. So what I will do is that from Scapy dot all, I'll just quickly write in Photoshop. So you guys already know this code. Okay, so I'll just quickly frame one packet, and let's say this time what I do is that give me 1 second. So I'll do something more customized, and maybe you guys can also follow up on. Okay, so what I will do is I will, let's say I import random module and I import the string module. Okay, and let me just do one thing. Just let me give me 1 second, guys. Okay, and I will generate a random string, let's say for an example. And for that, what I do is I copy this function and I go over here and I paste this function. Okay, so this is a function that will actually generate a random string for me. Okay, and I set the length of this string, let's say 20 for an example. Let's say for 20. And what I will do now is that I will first create the packet that I was creating earlier. So the code was something like this. Let's say I run a loop, and I also do something like import time. Okay, and now I run a loop while true, and then first I say okay, time dot sleep. Let's sleep the code for, let's say, 5 seconds, so that my computer is not bogged down with like huge amount of packets. So I say time dot sleep. Okay, and this time what I do is I create a packet. Let's say ICMP packet equal to IP, and let's say destination is again, let's say for an example, let's say I will use the same IP address of Google, 74.125. Okay, so let me just do that. Let me see that what the IP address is. I will just do 74.125.193.106. Okay, I did that, and then I added the ICMP header, and then what I did is that I generate a message, right? I need to write a message. So what I will do is that I will call this function, which will actually generate a random string for me. Okay, generate a random string for me. So what I do is, let me just quickly do like this. While let me just do like this. While true, time dot sleep 5. This is what I wrote. I wrote the message. Message is equal to generate random string, and I call this function with the length, let's say 20. Okay, and now one thing is that I print the message. For example, what is the message that I'm about to send? Okay, and then I create the ICMP packet. ICMP packet is equal to IP, and I give the destination as, let's say, 74.125.193.106. Okay, and then I added the ICMP header and then the message. Okay, so this is all done. And now what I will do is that I will just send out this ICMP. right? So if I do that now, so it will sleep for 5 seconds, okay, and then you will see that in the Wireshark it will show up that a packet was sent out to the echo ping request to the Google, right, with a random string, and the random string is the same one that we saw over here. So it is sending, it is at every 5 seconds it is sending out a packet with a random string, if you see, okay. So let me just, and if you see that there, you can see that packet is kind of showing up in the Wireshark also, where we are sending the echo ping request with a random message, and Google is sending me that packet back, the same message back, right? So now let's suppose that this is a sender, and the sender is sending out certain kind of messages outside to the world, to the receiver, and now this is the receiver end, and now let's see how we can kind of read those packets. Okay, so let's say someone sent out me a message on an ICMP. What I will do is that I will run this code on my own computer. What I will do is scapy.all as a receiver. I will do import star. Then I will do, then I'll say ICMP packet, and then I'll say, let's say sniff, and sniff the packets, and in that packet only filter on the ICMP packet, because there will multiple other packets. So I want to only see the ICMP packet. And let's say I say the count is, let's say 10. Like let's see 10 packets. So again here, this is very, very important. This is something which I have not told you guys before. You can actually, like in similar way how you do it in Wireshark, in Scapy, you can also filter the packet by saying, let's say filter equal to ICMP, but it is on live mode, right? So you do that, you, so this will now, like what do you say, this will sniff 10 packets of ICMP, and once that is done, then it will exit. It's a, it's a blocking function call. It is blocking function call means that once it is done, then only I will kind of get the next, let's say the next, I'll get the terminal where I can kind of write the next command. Okay. So it is waiting to kind of, so now it has actually got the 10 packets in this one, in this variable. Now what I will do is that, let's say len of ICMPP, it is 10. Okay. So what I will do is that, I will say for packets in ICMPP. So one packet at a time, one packet at a time. And what I will say is that, show me the message that is inside that packet. So what I will do, str, and then this is the first packet, like PKTS. I will say 0, and then the ICMP header, and then I'll say payload. What's the payload? What's the data field? The data field, I mean this one. This is what I want to read, right? I'll say this one, and then I'll close this bracket, message, and then I will say print message. Okay. Okay. So if you have seen, you have got the same message that I was sending out, that the receiver is sending out over here. Okay. So if I just kind of cancel this one, let's say I pick any one of them, like let me just see if I can see that packet. Now you see, this was the packet that was sent out, right? And we have received the same packet over here. Okay. So now this is a proof that you can actually talk over ICMP packet all around the world. Okay. So now the thing is that, if you can also kind of maybe customize it. And what I will say is that maybe guys, you can, what you do is that you test it out, where you test it out on certain things that, okay, you set up one server with a public IP, let's say in the US, and one server, let's say in the India,